So we're back here talking about the local real estate market. I have John Morgan from FBC Home Loans and Randy Noon from BPG Home Inspections and Kim Magnuson from ShowHomes at Tampa. We're talking about the difficult things that we have to navigate through during the winter months when people are thinking about selling their home or thinking about buying a home. And I wanted to kind of continue this conversation. So we're talking to Kim before the break about staging. And Kim, so obviously if someone's putting their house on the market during the holidays, and again, I think some of this, comes back on us. If we walk out there and it's the crazy, Christmas decoration house, and again, there's nothing wrong with that, people. I mean, my house is decorated. I got the great big Santa blow up. I got the reindeer blow up. I mean, I love Christmas decoration. When you're selling a home, it's a little bit different. You got to be conscious to not turn off the consumer or not distract them with all the decorations. But what are some other things that that you can think of? Obviously, we mentioned some of the religious mementos, obviously being toned down a little bit during the holiday. If you're selling your home, I think part of it is so people can really see the true value of the home.
Correct, and something that's really important to remember also is that as a seller, you've made a business decision to sell your home, and you should look at it in those terms. Buyers are emotional. So when they walk in, there's a lot of emotion that involves their decision making. So if you're selling your home, it's a business decision, so you need to do the things that need to take place in order for that home to sell. And staging, in terms of trying to keep your decorations minimal, non-religious, taking down that whole wall of personal photos of the family. I know you don't want to, the seller doesn't want to do that because they want to see those pictures every day. But again, you got to remember it's all about business and getting your home sold. And taking down personal pictures is another important factor to helping sell the home, because when that buyer comes in, you want them to envision themselves living in that house. So if they see all these other personal things going on in the home, they have more of a difficult time envisioning themselves in the house. Right. So like an action picture of you skiing, now that's a great thing to maybe leave somewhere on an end table or something, because then that, okay, these people are active.
Right, they have a life.
They've got,
But all the portraits and stuff,
right.
Anything that can almost look like art too. So you'll have sometimes pictures where the person took the photo and it was something they know, like it was something from their vacation, and they're not in the picture. The consumer's not going to really know what that is. That can sometimes be, complimentary and useful. Yeah. And I think again, when you're looking at it from the holidays, when you talk about the, just kind of the whole Christmas take. Obviously, the majority of America celebrates Christmas, but there's a percentage of people that don't, that have different religious beliefs. Right. So if you do have your home overly decorated for Christmas, you're going to have challenges with people losing that emotion, which is, I think, again, something that's really, really important. We really coach all of our clients to understand this, that a home buyer is buying on emotion. They're not really buying on facts. They're buying on a feeling for the most part. I mean, right. That's not to say that people don't buy on facts, but they're usually investors. People that are buying their home for their own use, there's an emotional side to it. And if you've got your house set up in a way that could distract them or have them paying attention to your awesome Christmas decorations instead of the house, you're gonna lose some interest in that regard. Randy, we were talking with you obviously earlier. Our home, BPG Home Inspections. You've inspected thousands of homes, during the holidays, and I think generally speaking, a home buyer, we've been talking a lot about the home buyer or the home seller. We don't lose the home buyer in this shuffle. So when a home buyer is thinking about buying a home and they're going to inspect it, and it's a house that's maybe decorated for Christmas, what are some extra things you're going to maybe pay a little bit more attention to this time of year, or if a house is decorated, that maybe wouldn't be on your radar, kind of protecting that home buyer?
Well, we're going to look at if they've attached their decorations, how they've attached them. I have seen where they've actually put figurines on the roof and put wires up there and screws right through the surface of the shingles to hold them down. So, I know, right? But I've seen it. So, and then, how's that going to be taken down once those people are finished with the holiday season? Is they going to leave the holes in the roof? Are they going to take the time to take and seal those up? Or are they just going to leave those little holes up there? And believe me, I've done, inspections through the rest of the year where there's a whole row of nails along the edge of the roof, right through the shingles. A lot of times little finish nails they use, or little cup hooks. and they'll, again, drive them right in this shingle, and then they're all rusty, they've been there for months and months, maybe even years, but those can definitely cause leaks, obviously, over time. And then if you're gonna attach your decorations to any type of woodwork, you know, if you're gonna put a hole in it with some type of attachment method, screw, nail, cup hook, whatever, just seal it up, you know, after it comes down. You know, even if the house doesn't sell during the holiday season afterward, you know, those things need to be attended to. A little bit of $4 tube of caulk can save thousands of dollars worth of wood rot in the future, so.
And the electrical side of things, obviously, if people are putting out a lot of lights, it's gonna put some extra drain on the electrical system. That's obviously something we've gotta look out for too, because then the consumer buys the house and, you know, finds out that there's electrical problems because, you know, they had 16 strands of lights plugged into one outlet just stacked up on extension cords,
Right,
you know?
and while that, yeah, on the extension cord thing is obviously a temporary thing, but you don't want your house to burn down while you've got it listed or any
Right.
time, but yeah, just being smart about that kind of thing, and thinking to switch over to the new LED lights. You know, they obviously draw a lot less power, and it's a big investment on the LED lights, cause they're a lot more expensive up front, but yeah, their energy savings is huge, plus the risk of creating fire hazards is much less. And yeah, as far as the electrical, I've seen where people added outlets on the outside of their house or added circuit breakers, and they do it themselves. And that's never a good thing, because generally it's not done right.
Right.
Or not done to electrical standards,
So then you're
see
finding
wiring
those little
splices in the
issues.
attic, just finding a circuit that they can tap into and cutting it and tapping into it. Never a good thing, because it's gonna come back eventually. I'll find it, and it's gonna come up on the inspection report.
Anything else you can think of, or maybe any funny stories, anything that you've run across over the years inspecting homes during the holidays that kind of rings a bell as something that's humorous, you know, that you can recall?
You know, I saw one time where they had Santa Claus stuck in the top of the chimney, and it was just a weird scenario that I thought, well, what if they decide to light a fire, you know, during the holidays,
Santa can
and
get
they've
you.
got Santa kind of down in the top of the chimney up there. Like, what are you gonna do then? Oh, we forgot he was up there. Oh, Santa's on fire. That's a bad scenario.
That would be pretty
Yeah.
funny. We were, you know, it's funny, you know, I've gone to homes a couple times that have been highly decorated, and I had one. Usually they're people that they're meeting with us this time of year, but they're really not looking to sell until after the new year. But we've had a couple where they insisted, oh no, we want our house on the market now, and it's like, no. Do you want the best? Do you want to do what you want to do, or do you want me to give you the right advice? Because the right advice is not to sell your home as it looks like this. It's, you know, wait till after the holidays, take your decorations down, neutralize your house. If you want to enjoy your house during the holidays, that's fine. But enjoying your house and having, you know, the home, you know, decked, you know, to the tens with Christmas decorations doesn't really align well with selling it. You know, because you're gonna just, like we talked about, you're gonna turn off people. The house is gonna feel cluttered. It's just not, you know, conducive to selling the property. So, you know, we've had those few circumstances where you walk out and you're like, wow, this is really neat. Not really for selling. I mean, you might be able to charge people to walk by your house, but, you know, this isn't really the right way to sell it. So.